I'll start with a very positive question. About Leila Jury, she became the youngest ever goal scorer on Sunday. She must be bouncing around. So how hard will it be to perhaps tell her she might not be involved now or this week, or even be in your match day squad when she's a 16-year-old who all she wants to do is play?
I mean, the reality is she probably could be, Asif. So, look, she did fantastically well when she came on. I can't tell you enough, she's got that attitude. You already know as a manager, she has this I don't care attitude around the challenge she's going to face. And she has great physical attributes, which I think affords her, great time on the field. So, look, I'm not saying that she's going to play every minute, but she puts herself in a space where she can be thought about contention even at 16. So, it doesn't mean she's going to disappear out of the team. She might be in the squad going into this game and yet to select it, to be honest, Asif, because we've, we had the game the weekend, so we just see how people recover today. So, I would say I'll keep her grounded anyway. That's my job. But reality is I still want her to be as effective as she has been in that game. So I'm really happy, Asif. And look, who knows? Let's see where she goes over the next few weeks and see what she does.
Could I just ask you about the situation regarding Emma Watson? She's been spotted in Monterey. Is the deal with Tigres completed? And does that mean that she perhaps doesn't have a future at Manchester United?
I do not know if it's been completed yet. I know she's in as a loan option. So no, it doesn't mean that she's done at Manchester United at all, Asif. The reality is we wanted her to go out on loan to play at Palace. She didn't play as much as she wanted, but she was injured during that time as well. So Emma has had rotten luck with injuries, but her fantastic player. So no, she's not done at Manchester United. The aim is always for her to go and get that experience to come back. With Emma, it might just be a little bit later, Asif. So this is a different type of experience for her as well, which I think will also help grow. But what's clear, Asif, in this next block, we need her to play because, as I say, I want her to realise the great talent that she is. So no, she's not done at Manchester United. This one is just a different strategy to try and provoke the things we need to see and get her the game time she needs.
Cheers, mate. Best luck tonight.
Thank you, Asif. Have a great day.
Thanks, Asif. Dan, please.
Morning, Mark. Hope you're well.
Good morning, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good.
Just wanted to come back to the Arsenal game the other week.
Yep.
It obviously 0-0. A game where you did create some chances, but I suppose, when you're looking at kind of attacking adjustments, building on what you've done in the final phase, kind of, what are the things that you're looking for this time around?
You're absolutely spot on, Dan. You almost pulled short of saying, well, you didn't attack much, did you? Look, the reality was, after 32 minutes when we had down 10 players, it becomes a little bit more increasingly difficult. But up until that point, we needed to be more aggressive with the ball. And so that's what I expect in this game. I want us to show our qualities with the ball. We have unbelievable footballers. But what I'd say is that doesn't just come from the front, Dan. Honestly, it comes from the back. It comes with that confidence to build and be aggressive. I will stress the game will look slightly different because the pitches are totally different that you're playing on. The Emirates, obviously, huge arena, huge pitch. Boreham Wood is slightly smaller and tighter fans, so it does give a different feel to the game. So we have to do it slightly different. But I want us to see, if anything, from the first game, I want us to keep the same defensive mentality. But we need to see more in attack as a whole collective. That's what I'll be expecting and asking the team for going into Wednesday.
And just in terms of the squad, obviously I think you said after the game at the weekend, it was a game of firsts on a lot of different fronts. There's obviously a lot more competition in there now, particularly when you look at the forward line, for example. So presumably it's much more difficult for you to select a team, and how difficult is that going to be? And on the other side of the coin, I suppose, how do you keep players happy, because they're really going to have to fight for opportunities now?
Look, I think you know this with me, and I'll say this very clearly. My job isn't to keep players happy. It really isn't. My job is to give them opportunity, and then that's their happiness should never be just on whether they play or not, because it's about right opportunity to be able to play. Players come in and out of form, which is why you need these differences. But the reality is the whole reason we've done it and gone aggressive in the market in the forward line, Dan, is because I need variance again. If you've watched our teams over the past years, we've always had invasion. We've always been able to build and go invasion. I think we lost that a little bit. And so I wanted to get that back. So we're looking at invasion. You look at Leila's goal the other day, Dan, it's a perfect example. Hinnie picked our eyes up, plays a long direct pass, and we're able to break the back line again. You think what that does to defenders. It makes them drop off. Now it creates a space for our players to play again. So the whole reason we went aggressive was to be different and have variance. And hopefully that's what we've attracted again. So again, just to finalise that, it's not about me keeping them happy. It's about me working with them to keep their happiness around the game. But I want them to work hard. I've seen it in training already, Dan. I've seen the finishing has jumped up 2 or 3 notches because there's just natural competition. So there's a little insight for you that the levels of finishing has gone through the roof in our finishing sessions because there's just this there's just this want to be ahead of each other in a good way as well. I must stress that, in a good way.
That's brilliant. Thanks for that, Mark. Best of luck.
You have a great day, my friend.
Thanks, Dan. Simon, please.
Hey, Mark.
Morning, Si. How you doing?
I'm good. Just when you were talking about first from the weekend, Millie Turner, how difficult has it been for her and for you guys to keep her spirits up? Because obviously that's been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, look, she's one of them. It's slightly different with Millie, as you can imagine. She's played a lot of minutes over the many years I've been here. You know, she took quite a serious injury, with a kneecap displacement. So, we had to bring her back from that. And I was really pleased, especially saw the aerial duels that Millie has. She's unique in that. Like she brings a high quality of that to the game. And look, it's been hard, but what I know about Millie, she's a really fantastically positive person, Si. So I think it's just constant conversation. I think now we've broke the duck about getting her back into the team and seeing 90 minutes. I think it's about management now, Si. It really is. Because I'm sure she'll be sore after playing 90 minutes. It's just a different exposure, mentally as well. So I think now it's about putting her in at the right times and building her back to where she's at her very best.
I was going to say, is there danger just because you play one game doesn't mean to say you're ready to play lots of games, and she needs to look after her body and she needs to realise that as well.
And I want to stress I'll go into that. I don't think, look, Millie by no means is an older player, but she's a more mature player, and I think your body changes as you get older. I think players see that, when you're younger, look at Maya, she runs forever right now, but as she gets a little bit older, I mean, she might be the one that never gets anything, but from my perspective with Millie, it's just about understanding, managing her psyche, managing when's the right thing. And I think, you look, even with the Chelsea game coming up, the amount of games we'll have in such a short space, we're going to need Millie to be able to be at her very best. And I think, in all honesty, we probably pushed her past where she should have been against Burnley in terms of minutes side, but I think it was more about trying to get her a 90 under her belt psychologically so that she knows she can be impactful when she needs to come in and when she needs to start.
Brilliant, thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Have a great day.
Thanks, Simon. Connor, please.
Morning, Mark.
Morning, Con. How you doing, mate?
Yes, not too bad.
Good.
I will just ask on the squad then in terms of whether anyone's back for this one, and also on Turland as well, because she took quite a nasty knock towards the end of the Burnley game as well, whether she's out for this one or whether there's anything there. Yeah,
the early indications are that it should be okay. She did take a knock. I think the keeper hit through a leg. I think it was almost like a dead leg, but I think it's got a little bit easier. So Friedo still won't be available. Maybe she might be back the weekend, but hopefully back latest next weekend. So Friedo's out, Leah's out, again working back with her. Tooney obviously a little bit longer term, and Gabby, hopefully in the next couple of weeks we can see her back on the field, so that would be good. Apart from that, no, I think everyone else is available. And ready to go. What we find out this morning, Connor, so hopefully they're all available, but I've not heard anything to the contrary right now.
Nice one, thank you. And just obviously on the Arsenal game, the previous fixture wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
Obviously there's got to be a winner in this one.
Yeah.
You've kind of mentioned it a little bit before about maybe not as attacking as much. Obviously there's got to be a winner. Obviously it seemed like United were, I guess, pressing a little bit more in the opening stages at the Emirates, and then kind of dropped into a bit of a lower block.
Yeah.
What kind of changes do you think could be made or will be made to kind of, I guess, keep the team defensively solid while also I guess, attacking a little bit more as well.
Yeah, I think we missed some of the triggers, honestly, Connor, to jump. The aim was always to press them high. But in that game, the one thing I say about this pitch, though, is slightly different. It's slightly more compact, Connor. So you can get more aggressive in certain spaces. You can set traps in different areas. So we will look at that. But I think from our perspective, honestly, we just weren't as aggressive as I want us to be with the ball. And what I mean by that is we didn't run behind enough. We didn't take people on in 1v1. When we did, we got the Frito chance for the header that the keeper saved. So I want us to see more of that. I still need that defensive compactness and that because you're playing against Arsenal, who are a fantastic team. But I want to see us, as you say, we want to win the game. So I want us to go and attack them and then hopefully get us into a final.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.